Hey everyone, welcome to Age and Education channel. Now we shall continue with our topic solar system. Okay, in the last class we have seen about the sun and the planets Mercury, Venus, Earth. Okay, we have seen that Mercury is the smallest and this is the hottest, and this has no atmosphere, right? Mercury has no atmosphere, even this is important. Okay, and morning star or evening star and same size as Earth, all these points. Okay, and Earth, life is possible because of the atmosphere. And Mars, it is red in color and it has tallest volcano and deepest canyon, and it is the second smallest planet. And Jupiter, the gas giant, you remember that, right? Gas giant, and it is the biggest planet. It has great red hot spot and it is the fastest spinning planet. And Saturn is the ringed planet. Saturn is famous for its beautiful rings made of what? Ice and rock. Like Jupiter, it's also a gas giant and the second largest planet in our solar system. About the Uranus, you remember it? It will rotate on its side. It's like its movement will be something different. Okay, its rotation will be a bit different. Okay, I'll tell you about this later at the end. It's an icy giant with bluish color. Okay, Neptune, it is the windy planet, and Neptune is the farthest planet. Okay, it's deep blue in color. Okay, I'm just revisiting so that you'll feel like a bit of revision too, right? So dwarf planets, what are the dwarf planets? These things are called as dwarf planets. And Pluto has been downgraded from being planet to dwarf planet in 2006 by International Astronomical Unit. Okay. Then moons. Okay, we have seen that Earth has one moon, but Mercury and Venus have no moons. Mars has two moons. Jupiter, many moons. Okay, asteroids and comets. Comets are the icy objects and asteroids are the rocky objects. About the orbit, okay, like how the sun's gravity helps keep all the planets and other objects in an orbit around it. And day and night, how is day and night caused? It is because of the movement of the earth called as rotation. One earth completes one rotation in 24 hours, and the half of the earth that faces the sun will have a day. So that is about the rotation. Okay, now seasons. Okay, here we have left in the last video, right? So how about the seasons? How are they caused? They are because of the revolution of the earth. What is meant by revolution? It is the movement of the earth around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Okay, in this orbit, when the earth moves around the sun, this movement is called as revolution. Because of this revolution, you get what? Seasons. What are seasons as such? Seasons are the presence of different weather conditions, right? Almost like that. The temperature will be different, and the humidity will be different, precipitation will be different, everything will be different in different seasons. Okay, so these differences in all these conditions are commonly termed as seasons, and people have found some similarities during some periods in a year, and they have grouped them into 4 seasons. Okay, about the seasons we have studied in some chapter, I think in nature and environment or somewhere, right? So okay, what are the seasons? Okay, summer, winter, spring, autumn, right? Generally these seasons are recognized, okay, because of the conditions that prevail during these times. Okay, all these seasons are possible because of the revolution. Okay, and what did I say? It's because of the tilt of the earth. What is it? Tilt of the earth will lead to this seasons. Revolution added with the tilt of the earth and added with the revolution being in the elliptical orbit, all this will contribute to seasons. Okay, but this is going in depth. For now it's enough if you understand that seasons are caused because of revolution. Okay, and also the earth's tilt will contribute to this. Okay, so about this we will go see what is written here. Okay, earth's tilt. What is earth's tilt? First of all, the axis, which is an imaginary line passing through the north and south pole, is tilted 23.5 degrees. This tilting of the axis is called as Earth's tilt. Okay, so what is axis as such? Axis is like imaginary line. It's that I am just putting it here, but there won't be any real line here. Okay, it is an imaginary line passing through the north and south poles, and this is not straight like this. It is tilted at 23.5 degrees. Okay, because of this tilt there will be some differences in the temperature and all that. Okay, exposure to the sun, everything changes because of this tilt. We will see here in this diagram, you can understand it better. Okay, Earth's tilt as it orbits the sun, which is called as revolution, is what causes the seasons. When our part of the earth is tilted towards the sun, it's summer, and when it's tilted away, it's winter. As you can see here, right? Here what you can see, the north pole is tilted to the other side, right? This side, and this part is near to the sun. So just tell me, where you will have summer and where you will have winter? This part will have winter, right? Because it's away from the sun. And this part will have summer. Okay, and here these are spring and autumn, like they are called as equinox. Okay, and this tilting and everything will be in a way like it's equinox, it's like equal. Okay, and this area, what is this here? Tell me. North pole is towards the sun, so where you can find summer? Here it is summer and here it is winter. Okay, so these are, here you can find these differences. Okay, here equinox means, I'm just unable to let you know, like have to tell you, but you can assume that these sort of differences you won't have here. Okay, as the tilt will be not to the either side, not either to the north pole or south pole. Okay, you can see from here too, right? This whole part is facing the sun and this whole part is facing the sun. Unlike here, where you can find that this north pole is towards this side and here the south pole is towards this side, away from the sun. But here you can't say that the north pole and south pole are away from the sun, right? So this part is called as spring and spring and autumn. You get spring, if there is spring in the northern pole, there will be autumn in the south pole, and vice versa on the other side. Okay, this is about the topic seasons. Next, satellites. What are satellites? Satellites are objects that orbit or travel around a planet. There are two main types of satellites. What are those? Natural satellites and artificial satellites. What are natural satellites? Natural satellites are things that occur naturally in space and orbit planets. The most famous natural satellite is the moon, which orbits Earth. So what are natural satellites? They are not man-made. Okay, like how Earth is there, the moon is also there. Okay, it is created by the nature. Human didn't have anything to do with the creation of these natural satellites. Okay, what are the examples? Earth's moon. Our moon is a natural satellite that's been orbiting Earth for billions of years. It affects the tides in the oceans and lights up the night sky. Okay, this lights up the night sky and it affects the tides in the oceans. Okay, this is also important. Okay, there will be high tides. Okay, all these will be because of the attractions from the moon. Okay, moons of other planets. Other planets like Jupiter and Saturn have many moons. We have studied, right? They have dozens of moons. For example, Jupiter has a moon called as Ganymede, which is even bigger than Mercury. See how funny? A satellite, a normal satellite, is bigger than a planet, right? So just go through it. Remember this, and there are also some other moons. Okay, like some other important moons. You will do this objective questions, right? There you will find some other moons listed, important moons of other planets. just you have to remember that too. Don't forget, I forgot to include those here. Okay, and if it what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to give you good foundation, right? The concepts will be clear here. And about the facts, you have so many books for the competitive exams, right? I don't want to specifically point out one book, but there are many good books in the market. If you do that after learning to, like after understanding all these topics and all that, with your better comprehensibility, you will surely understand and do all the things better. Okay, so you have to practice those bits. Okay, the only thing is that you will now do it with better understanding, and you have many topics covered too. Okay, only some of the facts will be missing, and those facts you can actually, like, facts are unending. Okay, if I have to point out the things, the moons, there I can get a big list. Okay, so we can't do all that. It's like if something is important, they will appear in the bits, practice bits and all that, and that will appear in the exams. What here we are doing is we are getting the concept and we will learn about the important facts. Okay, next, artificial satellites. What are they? Artificial satellites are the man-made objects that are launched into space and placed into orbit around Earth or other planets. Okay, what are that are launched into space? It's like man has launched it into space. Okay, they are created by man. Next, why do we use them? Artificial satellites have many important uses. What are those? It is for communication, weather forecasting, GPS and navigation, space exploration. Satellites help us talk to each other over long distances. They enable cell phone networks, internet connections, and television broadcasts. Okay, all these are possible because of the artificial satellites. Okay, communication is made possible because of these satellites. And weather forecasting, like we can say, right, there will be so many weather predictions, right? So all those are possible because of the weather satellites that are continuously moving around the earth like the natural satellites, and they will capture all the information, and that information is those photos and information will be used by our scientists to predict what the weather will be like. Okay, so weather satellites monitor Earth's atmosphere and help meteorologists predict the weather. Okay, and next is GPS and navigation. What does GPS do? Now this age and kids does know very well about all this, right? So I need not explain more on this GPS. GPS satellites help us find our way, whether we are driving a car or exploring the wilderness, right? What do you get? What are you getting in your mind? Google Maps, right? So with Google Maps we navigate, right? So how is this possible? It's because of the artificial satellites. And space exploration. Some satellites are used to study other planets, stars and galaxies. So we use these artificial satellites not only for communication, weather forecasting, GPS, and all these are for us on the earth, right? Not only for that, for exploring the space. There is so much space outside, right? When you go out of the earth, the space is unending, right? So in order to find what are the peculiarities of the universe and how everything got originated, we send some satellites and we dedicate those satellites to learn more about the other planets, stars and galaxies, right? Until and unless we do such sort of things, there is no point that we come to know about all this, right? So if we do these sort of research and exploring things, only then we will know more. Information is power, right? With more information, we can have more power to make the things in certain way. Okay. Okay, what is the first artificial satellite? It's Sputnik 1. It was launched by Soviet Union in 1957 and it marked the beginning of space exploration. What is Soviet Union? It's Russia plus some other countries, okay, that later got split into different countries, okay. All this put together is called as Soviet Union, and they have first launched the first artificial satellite. And next is International Space Station. It is a huge artificial satellite where astronauts live and work, okay. So they are living there and working, okay. On what will they work? They will conduct scientific research in space, okay. Next is Aryabhatta, 1975. What was it? Aryabhatta was India's first ever satellite. It was named after an ancient Indian mathematician and astronomer. It was mainly used to study space and gather information about the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so what are its functions? It studied space and to gather information about Earth's atmosphere. And it is important because it was sent by India. Okay, Chandrayaan 1. What are the other artificial satellites? Chandrayaan 1 in 2008, Mangalyaan, it's called as MOM also, okay, the short form. Mars Orbiter Mission. It was launched in 2013, and Chandrayaan 2 was launched in 2019, and we have Chandrayaan 3 coming, okay, very soon, okay. And apart from this, if there are many satellite systems, Indian satellite systems like INSAT, GSAT, okay, or about all this you can learn in higher grades. For now it's enough that if you remember first artificial satellite, and ISS is a huge artificial satellite where many research is being done, okay. And Aryabhatta is the first India's first satellite, and these are some satellites that were launched, okay. Okay, so we are done with this chapter, okay, solar system. And as I have mentioned earlier, it's important that you understand the concepts and do practice the bits, okay. Bits mean the multiple choice questions, okay. Grab some book and do the multiple choice questions so that you can revise all these concepts, and that will stay forever, okay. And even all these will help with your academics too. See you, bye.